What's up, everybody? This is your man, DJ Square, not from the DJ Information Group. And we have this lovely young lady here out of Chi-Town. Guess
Yes.
what? She rocks the house, literally rocks the house. She has a voice that when I was listening to her music, I was like, she has this soulful voice, this voice that it kind of it gets to that point where it's mesmerizing from what
Hmm.
the way she flows and the way she just comes in with the way she just carries the tunes and all. Who am I talking about? None other than Miss Carla Prather. Welcome. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Good to be here.
Well, again, I want to thank you for accepting the invitation. I know BB, she reached out to you,
Yeah.
and it's just really great to have you. And from everything that I started studying and looking and doing research on with you,
Mhm.
I was really liking what I was seeing, and more importantly, hearing, because I was really getting into the vibe of what you were doing, just sitting here, just really, really getting into it.
Good stuff.
So that really was a beautiful, beautiful thing to be able to listen to an artist. And basically, when I was doing it, what I do just to really connect with the artist is I close my eyes when I listen to the music,
Hmm.
and that gives me the opportunity for if the music is gonna be if it's gonna tap into your soul, it'll do it then, because you're not looking at anything. All you're doing is letting the music
Right.
be the thing that connects with you, and
Absolute.
you definitely connected. So
Appreciate it.
definitely appreciate what I was hearing. And of course, BB sent over from, I think it was Tan, uh,
Hmm.
sent over five of your tracks that
Hmm.
we will walk through.
Great.
But before we get into that, I was looking at some of your bios, some of your different information that you have out there. And the
Hmm.
one thing that came up in the title was the only fly diva. You knew I was going to bring it up, right?
I knew it. I knew it. Everybody does.
So tell me about that. On top of that, before you even get to that point, if you want, Carla Prather, tell us who Carla Prather is. Tell us about yourself.
Oh goodness. I am a person who is inspired by my environment. As a singer, songwriter, as we spoke to school teacher, um, as a parent, a single parent, I should say. Um, there's just really a host of different components to who I am, and when they all come together, I hope that I inspire people or I impact them in some kind of a way in the different facets of my life and who I am. And so music and songwriting has really taken on a life of its own for
Mm.
me. Initially starting off as an R&B soul vocalist and getting over into house music. It has really been a great journey for me. I'm really a lover of all genres of music, just about. There are a couple that I'm not very fond of. But for the most part, I'm a lover of all types of music, and so um, house is not necessarily the only genre of music that I perform and sing. But house music just keeps calling me back, no matter which genre I go over to. It calls me right back. So a lot of my roots are in house music.
Well, I tell you what, you definitely have it, and that answers the question as it relates to what I was hearing, because you have this soulful voice. You have this thing that just I was trying to pick it out. Okay, is she strictly house, or is she a
Mhm.
combination of something? Where is it? Is it neo soul? Is it R&B in there? Is it something? Because it just your music moves people.
I appreciate that.
It's not something that you're just going to dance at house and bounce and and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And but it actually, people can actually be sitting down and
Mhm.
still be moved by your art.
That's
and
awesome.
and 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 from what I was listening to, I was like, wow. And like I told you, I closed my eyes. I closed my
Mm,
eyes because I didn't want to look at you. I didn't
mm,
want to read anything. Or at the
right.
same time, all I wanted to do was connect with the
Yeah.
music and
Hmm.
hear your voice. And your voice is beautiful,
Thank you. Thank you so
absolutely
much.
beautiful.
I
Um,
appreciate
and I was like just blown away at that. So
that.
I'm really appreciative. I appreciate your art, and I appreciate you for delivering such an art and such a talent that you have.
Uh,
So
that's
for sure.
awesome. I appreciate that. That's great.
And
Uh,
during our, but go ahead, go ahead. I'll let you answer that first.
no, I was just gonna say, that's the goal for me as an artist. Some people get into the business for the fame and the fortune, but for me, music is a way that I express myself.
Mhm.
And so a lot of times you'll hear in the music that I write that there is a message. A lot of people say, wow, that reached me or that touched me in a certain way. And that for me is the payoff, that people actually are inspired by it. So to hear you say that, that's awesome. I love to hear that. And it inspires me to just keep on doing what I do. So that's awesome.
Cool beans. Well, um, you have it,
Thank
and
you.
I want you to keep it. And you've been out there a while, so and so it's not like you just started yesterday.
Right.
I was looking and correct me if I'm wrong. I was looking at some tracks that go all the way back to 2011. It may have been further than that, but is does it
Oh,
go
yeah.
back further than that or
Oh, yeah. I think the first house record that I recorded was in 98.
98?
Even though I'm only 21,
Hey, that's
uh,
all right.
it's a miracle. No, but that's really where it all really began in 98. Really, I almost want to say 96, but the actual recording didn't happen until 98. But um, actually, that was the birth of house music for me. My first house record was with Maurice Joshua. Um, and at the time, I was just really trying to come in as just to learn the business. And they ended up wanting to sign me to this management company he had at the time. And we put out my first house record. I think it was on Ruckus Records,
Mm, okay.
years and years and years ago. So I do have material that has been really released prior to 11. So yeah, definitely. If you get a chance to check some of that earlier stuff out, that'd be great.
Well, I'm gonna definitely do that. I'm gonna definitely dig back in there,
Hmm.
see just how far I can go back. But
Yeah.
what else we can learn, all the other little tidbits about you. So,
Hmm.
in terms of back in 1998 or 96,
Hmm.
um, what was that attraction? What was it that thing that just said, you know what, I this is me, and I'm doing other things, but this right here is calling me.
At the time I was working with DJ from Chicago named Timmy McAllister. He and Jerry McAllister both were producing and DJing at the time. Jerry was actually working as a musician, producer, studio musician for Steve So Curly for Soap Productions. And so I would go down and work with Jerry in the midnight hour, I should say. And, we would just be pinning different tunes. And then I came across some material that Shantae Savage had recorded, some house material with Steve So Curly. And it was really my inspiration, to just kind of get into that side of the music business. And it has been a whirlwind ever since, So that was really the inspiration for me, just hearing that particular style of music. I had heard it when I was in high school at parties. Like we used to dance to Devotion by Byron Stingley. And so that was really the inception of my love for house music when I actually got a chance to get behind the mic and do some recording. And so the rest is pretty much history.
Cool beans, cool beans. So you get in there, you get inspired, you pick up the mic, and next thing you know, you're about to ready to record your first song. Um,
Mhm.
you're on a major label because Ruckus Records was, very notable at that period.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
and you're in the studio. What was that feeling like at that particular moment when you said, "Wow, this is my first song"? Was that like overwhelming, or you went in there and you was like, "I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna knock this out"?
I want to say it was overwhelming because that particular release was was released on vinyl.
Mm,
And so my dad was a big, he played records a lot as a kid. That's really where the majority of my musical influences came from, the soul that you say you hear in my voice, because he would play like Patrice Rushen and Shaka Khan and
mm,
Natalie Cole. And so those voices really became a part of the makeup of my voice, so to speak. So a lot of times when I record something, I'm like, man, I sounded like Shaka right there, because that's who I was really inspired by as a young girl. And so to see my record, my song on vinyl was like, wow, I've arrived. It was only one record, but I was like, I have arrived. I finally have my own album, and at that time, um, it was a really big deal for me, and so it kind of really motivated me to want more in the business. And from then on, I was working with like Terry Hunter and Mike Dunn, that whole group of DJs, producers at that time. We were all kind of like the Chicago's version of Motown. We were all in one spot and we were writing and recording, and they were producing different material, different types of material, not just house, but we also penned some R&B tunes as well during that time. So that was really the biggest part of the inspiration for me was that album, and wanting to record more, wanting to release more.
that's excellent. Excellent. So you move forward. You are releasing some phenomenal tracks.
Thank you.
I think I walked through maybe 10 of your tracks,
Hmm.
and every one of them was
That's
great.
good stuff. Good
You
stuff. I'm
know,
glad to
uh,
hear that.
it's I know five were sent, but I wanted to dig a little bit deeper, and I was like,
Okay.
what, let me just see.
Hmm.
And I was like, just wow. Um, and that is another testament to your art because there's consistency.
Hmm.
You you know how you get some artists who they'll release something, and then the next they'll release one or two good ones, and then maybe the next one is not that great or something like
Hmm.
that. But you have consistency, and
Like that.
everything flows really well. So, and I can definitely tell, even from back then to now, you definitely have growth, but your
Hmm.
growth is a power,
Hmm.
whereas to your light was already shining bright, but you were maybe you were like a 75 or 80 watt, which can be quite bright in itself, and people might
Mhm.
not want to go any higher than that.
Right.
You have continued to shine brighter, and you're at like 100 watt. You get what I'm saying? So it's
Awesome. I
just
do.
just in terms of what you have going, and it's just really really amazing to see that consistency. Uh,
That's great.
and that's rare. It
Mhm.
doesn't happen every day. So I could tell that um, you take care of the thing that definitely puts you in that, and that is your voice,
Absolutely.
and your art.
Mm.
I could tell that and just in listening to the words and the songs that you're
Mm.
doing, I also listen to that as well,
Mhm.
tell
Mhm.
that there is something in there,
Mm.
which is great too. And also, I can tell that you enjoy having a good time when you're on stage. You have and correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I saw when you were performing on stage, and then
Mm.
also from the music that I heard, you really have a joy in it.
Mm.
There's definitely a
Absolutely.
joy in it that I hear. Uh,
Absolutely.
and I'm telling you, I heard it all. so so I
Did
know
research.
yeah, I was doing the research on it, and it was just really really good. And then when I saw the title, the only diva, I was like, yeah, I said, there it is, there it is.
I mean, people tease me about that relentlessly, especially considering the fact that it's one of my email addresses.
mm, mm,
And people always ask me, like, where did this come from?
mhm,
But ironically, it really just came about because I was trying to get One Fly Diva as my Gmail address years ago, and someone had already had that. So I tried a couple of different variations of the diva, and people had them already. So I
mm.
was like, you know what? I'm gonna make myself the only Fly Diva at Gmail. I'm the only one, and it has stuck ever since. Like it's people have like literally like made it my nickname, But that's really how it came about. But I don't really literally believe that I am the only one. I feel like there are numerous women in the industry that are fly and, that do their thing and they hustle hard. And so it really just pays homage to all of us, that are fly and do our thing. So
Mhm.
I
But
may
you know
not be
what?
the only one.
There,
On
there
Gmail, I am though.
there is nothing wrong with claiming it.
Hey. Yep. So that's really where it came from, but it is stuck. And that was like years ago. So
That's
that
a
has
beautiful thing.
become one of my mantras, I guess I should say. It's the only fly diva.
Now, this is the other thing. Of course, I always say I get into your Kool-Aid a little bit.
Hmm.
Um, Now, of course, you have the singing career, but you also share that you're an educator.
I
Now,
am.
on top of that,
I am.
you are an educator for one group of the hardest group of kids
Oh my word.
in industry.
Yes,
So, so
I am.
my question to you is, how do you balance? How do you balance that? Because you are a seventh grade teacher, correct?
I am.
Seventh grade language. Well, you know what? Let me
Mhm.
correct this because Sharon said I should say this, right? She said phenomenal. Let me get
Oh
this right.
yeah. Oh
She
yeah.
said
Yeah.
phenomenal seventh
Wow.
grade language arts teacher.
She sure did. I
Uh,
had to blush a little bit with that one because that's big coming from her because she doesn't play.
I get it. So tell me about the balance there, and tell me what got you into the education scene as well.
Well, my mother, bless her heart, has always been about education. She's always pushed that you have a plan B. When I graduated from high school, I basically came to her and said, I'm moving to LA and I'm going to be famous. And she said, that's real cute. But if you go to LA, you're going to have an education so you can take care of yourself, just in case the music stops and the shows stop. And that's where we are right now. So these are the things that your parents try to prepare you for. And of course, I was not really happy about it. I went to Alabama State my first year of college. And I know she hates when I tell this story, but I was rebellious because I wanted to sing. And so rather than to go to class, I hung out in the music wing of the school and I was hanging out with the band and performing on stage at the campus. And so my mother said, how are classes? And I said, oh, right, classes. And she
Mhm.
was like, I'm going to kill you. So my first year, I bombed away at school and I came home. And of course, she still stuck to her guns with me going to school. She said, you're home, but you're going to still go to school. So I had to find a balance between school and music. She said, you can do that at night or on the weekends, but during the week, you'll be in school. And so I'm grateful to her for that because it does give me the support that I need, especially during times like now as a performer, there are no shows. So I'm able to balance my life, the things that I expect out of life with that education. But it has been a task over the years, really giving 100% to both. And so there were times where I stopped teaching and just sang full time. And during that time, I really penned a lot of material and released a lot of material, did a lot of performing, but I've always returned to education. And so this particular position that I have now is in an at-risk community. And so I'm really able to give back in a number of ways as as an educator, as a mentor, um, and really as someone who seeks to inspire. So I'm able to do that on both sides of the fence, both in music and in education. My students are fans of mine. They visit me on Instagram quite often. So, but no, it's been a heck of a balance. But I'm a very spiritual person, and I believe that God has really led me in the directions that I need to go to, and finding that equal balance. You know.
And you answered my question almost there a little bit with your students because I was going to ask, what is it like? How do your students react to knowing that they have a celebrity
It's so
as
funny.
their teacher?
They pop in a lot on certain things, and I'm going. So I have to keep it appropriate, my material appropriate, because they do come on and they tell their parents, and their parents come on, to shows that I've done or interviews and different things like that. So I do have to keep it clean because my students will look me up. You know, the internet is something today. They can just look you up. They found a few performances where they were like, Miss Prather, your skirt was kind of short, so I have to be careful at all times. But they totally get it, and I think they enjoy having a teacher that's kind of out there. They get the bragging rights of saying, my teacher does a little something out there in the music business.
That's got to be so, so, so cool.
It is. It
And
is.
I guarantee, I take it that when it comes time to getting them to do their work, you don't have that issue.
I
Uh,
will sing to them in a minute. They're like, Miss Breaker, are you serious? I'm like, I'm gonna give you an F. So they laugh. They laugh through it, but it's all in fun, They know that I still have expectations, so they don't take me lightly because I'm not an easy teacher. I'm a fun teacher, but I have expectations that I expect them to meet.
that's a beautiful thing there.
Mhm.
So before I go any further, I did want to make sure I shared with the group some of the tracks that you sent over.
Absolutely.
And I'll start out with your new track, if that's okay,
Sure.
The People of the Sun,
Mhm.
and give us an opportunity to hear and for them to experience you the way I was experiencing you.
For sure.
And we'll go with that. And then, of course, I'll have you talk about that track a little bit and we'll go from there. How about that?
Absolutely.
And let me know if you can hear it.
One day, someday, we will all join hands and be one because we are the people of the sun,
It keeps going in and out.
of the sun. We all are people of the sun. Of the sun. People of the sun. Please find a way for this work to be done. Mutate. Find a way to get it all done, 'cause we only need one love. People of the sun. Please find a way for this work to be done. Mutate. Let's find a way to get it all done, 'cause we only need one love. Why condemn ye brethren for the mistakes that they make? Them no longer your friend. Keep thinking your own way, concerned with only you and your own family. Only got love for your kind. To everything else been blind. But now is the time. People of the sun. Please find a way for this work to be done. Let's find a way. Let's find a way. A way. We only need one love. Oh, my people. People of the sun. People. Please find a way for this work. People. Mutate. Let's find a way to get it all done, 'cause we only need one love. Say it ain't so. No love for the human race no more. Fighting and killing, no room for healing. And what are we fighting for? No justice, no peace, no love for you or me. It's a sad thing to see. But if we want change, true love must remain for you and for me. People, people, please find a way for this work to be done. Mutate. Let's find a way. Find a way. We only need one love. People of work to be done. Mute hate. Mute hate. Find a way. Get it all done, cause yeah. We need one love. People of the sun. People, gotta find a way to get it done. One love. My people, oh my people, we all are one, we're from the sun. Oh, people, yeah, let's find a way to get it all done. No more hate. No more hate, no more hate, no more hate. Yeah. Oh, my people. Yeah. Let's find a way for this work to be done. Mute hate, find a way.
So, and you know what I want to say about that particular track too? That track is so fitting for today
Mm-hmm.
with all the stuff that's going on. Which is that why you tapped into that a little bit, or
Absolutely, because I don't really, I don't like to get into a whole lot of beef with people as far as my opinion versus their opinion. So I'd rather just really express um, where my head is through my music. And so that's really how that song came about. Just really wanting to talk about us coming together as a people, muting hate and just finding a way to get together and make it all happen, for us that peace that we're all looking for, you know.
gotcha. Yeah, because when I was listening to it, I was like, okay, yeah, and I that last, the other part there about, no hate,
Mm-hmm.
God
Mm-hmm.
knows, whew,
Yes. Got a lot of that going on all over the world.
on right now,
Hmm.
and it's good, and these are the type of tracks that people need to really hear and listen to, and they need to listen to them more than one. They need to listen to them over and over again, so
Hopefully it'll seep in, right?
yeah, so it can just kind of seep in
Seep right in, right?
that mindset of something. Uh,
Exactly.
so much going on in this world, and it's mind-boggling.
It is. It really is. And so, through music, hopefully there will be healing because it is a universal language. Everybody at least can be affected by it. So that's the goal.
Well, I think you're doing that. You're
Yeah.
doing that very well.
That's the goal.
So that's a good thing there for sure. Um, so you have some other tracks here. I'm going to play one more here shortly. Uh,
Okay.
but through the course of your music,
Mhm.
have you had the opportunity to write for any others, write for other artists?
Um, I really want to more at this stage of my career. One of the artists that I have at least written for is Daje. I wrote a song for her some years back called "You're Not Even Worth My Tears." My desire is to really eventually start my own label and write and produce for some of the artists that I've come into contact with, some of my students, because I also have been a choir director for some time. So I've come into contact with a lot of young people that are super talented and just really don't have the outlet.
Mm.
So my goal is to get some of them into the studio and start doing some writing. So I haven't done enough writing for other artists in my mind. I'd like to, but my career in itself keeps me super busy. So it's been difficult to get away and actually collab as much as I want to, you know.
Gotcha, gotcha. So this next track that I want to play, actually, I'll ask you which one do you want me? I have the Funk Lovers and Must Three. I have Do You Want Do What Makes You Feel Good.
Mhm.
You have a album mix, and then you have Listen. So
Uh, I don't really have a preference. Do you have Let It Be as well? I think that was the fifth track by chance.
Let It Be. Let's see in here. I can definitely pull it up. That's for sure. Let's do that. So, and tell us about Let It Be.
Let It Be is really one of the songs that I've written that really marks a very poignant um, moment in my career. I was invited to travel over to South Africa to perform for a dear friend who had a birthday celebration there. And so I was really thinking I was going to like a little small birthday party to perform on stage, but it was like a whole block of like this huge party, and they party a little differently over in South Africa. So in going over there, I had a lot of producers there inquire about work with me. They were literally coming to my hotel room and setting up makeshift studios in my hotel room, because they really thought with me being there, it'd be a great opportunity to collaborate. And so one of the producers who I actually had the pleasure of going over to his studio to work with was a producer named Sir LSG,
Hmm.
who is he's one of the individuals that has been mentored by Ralph Gum. And so when I went over to South Africa, I did connect with Ralph, and the anticipation was to do some a recording with him. At the time, he really wanted to see me work with his protege, which was Sir LSG. He was working on the album Moving Circles.
Hmm.
And so he and I got together and we wrote and recorded this song called Let It Be. So Let It Be was actually written over in South Africa. And so it's really near and dear to my heart. It really marks a very special time in my career where I was able to travel abroad and connect with a lot of my fan base there. And so this particular song is super special to me. So that is something that I always share whenever people ask about it. Just the experience of going over to South Africa was legendary for me, and connecting there with the radio station, and the individuals that I connected with as far as producers and DJs. I definitely plan to go back. But this, along with Listen, both produced by producers out of South Africa.
Okay, well, let's get into it.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? That's what I'm talking about. You could sit there and you could just close your eyes and just feel that. You know what I'm saying? That
Appreciate
is exactly what I was talking about right there.
I
You know,
appreciate it.
and it's one of those things where if you want to get up and you want to dance, you can do that. You know,
Got to.
I almost,
Hmm.
I almost kicked this thing out the way and got ready. You know, but then I said, I better not do that. But I'm sitting here and just vibing. You can vibe to that. And, and
Yeah.
and the good thing about the track is as powerful itself, but you have a powerful enough voice where you are able to ride over that track.
Thank you. Yeah, I thought the track was awesome too. I said I got to write something to this right away. Yeah, yeah. LSG does the whole album is great. That album, Moving Circles, is really it's done very well overseas, and so hopefully people will get a chance to hear it on this side. I like I like to say on this side of the pond, but people still weren't familiar with the song itself. So some people are just hearing it for the first time.
Well, this is, like I say, is truly truly great. And like I say, the power in your voice over
Mhm.
these tracks just really really is a good marriage.
I appreciate that.
Truly a good marriage. And speaking of the tracks, so how does that happen in terms of, do you guys get like a DJs, a lot of producers that send you a bunch of tracks and you select them, or do you have bands or someone that says, you know what, she's coming in, let me try to play something for her? How does that happen?
I would say a little bit of both. I do receive a lot of material from different producers. Usually, I know whether it's something I can work with in like the first 5 seconds of hearing it. For me, it's really all about the inspiration of the track. And I don't like to tell people that I can't write to their material, but I want to be honest with them, and so they're not anticipating something coming back. So, but I do receive a lot of Facebook inboxes. So, some of them have actually grown to be great relationships, in the music business, and others have not. But I absolutely receive material and forge relationships that way with different individuals, and I try to be as professional as I can. When they come in, I try to deliver what it is that they're looking for, and like I said, not just house music but different genres of music as well.
Well, your selections are on point,
Appreciate it.
definitely on point.
Appreciate
Now, we have three more tracks, but what I want to do is I want to give the DJ panel an opportunity to speak to you, because
Sure.
I'm loving what I'm hearing,
Absolutely.
and I enjoy what I'm hearing. So,
Yeah.
what we'll do is we'll take a few comments and questions from DJs, and then in the middle of that, I'll play another track, give an opportunity to talk about it a little bit more, and then we'll
Okay.
with the panel and go from there. How does that sound?
Sounds great.
Cool.
Are they able to unmute? I think
Yeah,
DJ Storm was saying he couldn't unmute
yeah.
himself.
I'm gonna. Joe is ready to go. He's a little impatient, but
He's like, right now, I
in
got
due
something to say.
in due time he'll get his opportunity.
Okay, cool, cool, cool,
But
cool.
but yeah, I'm gonna select unmute, and then I'll call the different DJs and go down the line, and like I say, we'll play a couple tracks and then we'll go from there. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Cool beans. So let's get it rolling here. So the first DJ that I want to call, of course, he's the founder of the group. Um,
Mm.
and of course, he drug a few of us along with him, but he's the founder. He don't like to claim that he's the founder, by the way.
Ah,
He's just really humble like that. Um,
that's all right.
this particular group, we are his vision is that he would have a group that would be all about teaching and learning and sharing and
Mhm.
uplifting the culture and continuing to uplift the members, and while staying plugged into the history of the culture as well, and
Right.
tapping into artists and everyone who's in the industry that we who will accept. So
Mm.
we're, like I say, we're very glad to have you here, and that is DJ Rod Flash.
He be on his phone. But I have only one question. How was the transition from R&B into house?
It wasn't a really big transition per se. The soul is still there for me, and even in house music, there's a really soulful element that I try to include. So you can kind of tell, like he was saying, that there's a little bit of a mix of both when you hear
Right.
the music that I write. It's a lot of R&B driven stuff in there, intricate harmonies and stuff like that. And then I've had producers to say, you don't have to have a verse, chorus, chorus.
Right.
You used to writing that way. You know what I mean? For R&B, you got a bridge, verse, chorus, bridge.
Right.
House music is different. You can just say one word through the whole song and win.
Yeah,
But
that's what I was asking.
yeah, so I've definitely meshed the two as far as the soulful side of things. So not so much of a big transition.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
So now I got to get with the connector of this. Got to go
Hmm.
ahead on and pull her in.
Uh-huh.
And who am I talking about? DJ Big Body. I call her BB. What's up?
Yeah, BB. Me and BB been keeping in touch, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Taking care of business, I tell you.
Yes. How are you?
I am well, blessed to be here.
That's good. So I do have a question. Is it true? Because a little birdie told me
Mhm.
that you are signed to Nervous Records.
I have a release coming out on Nervous, the follow-up to the first Never Fall in Love with a DJ tune is. So we have another coming up very soon called Be Unstoppable. So I guess you could say so, yes.
Okay, since you mentioned Never Fall in Love with a DJ, that's like number two next on my list,
Mm.
next to Annie Mae.
Annie Mae, right? You love her, Annie Mae. I love it.
I love Annie Mae. Can you tell us about the inspiration behind Never Fall in Love with a DJ? Square now, I wish you had that one as well.
It's coming.
He said it's coming up.
Okay, is that's
That one is all over the place. I tell you, I see it
yes,
on YouTube. I said, wow, people are having fun with this one.
yes, because it's
Mhm.
true.
I
So
know,
what's
right?
what's the
Inspiration.
what's the inspiration behind that?
I would love to take credit for that song. I really would, because it's such a clever idea for a song. But Byron Stingley wrote that song for me. And initially, he had written it for another artist, and he and I were in the studio working on another project. And so he went in to cut scratch vocals for this one. And so I said, that song would be real nice if I had it. So he eventually came back around to me and said, well, let's see what you can do with it. And so that's how that song was pretty much birthed. It was produced by Eric Welton, DJ Immaculate, and written
Mm,
by Byron Stingley. So I pretty much just came in and gave the vocal side of my contribution to the song. Can't take credit for the actual topic or the content of the song. That was all Byron Stingley. So people ask me, I said, you got to ask Byron who broke his heart when he wrote the song, because I didn't write this one, but I can definitely relate. Maybe not necessarily as a DJ, to the DJs, but just people being passionate about what they do and not necessarily giving you 100% of their time, because that's where their attention is. And so I think
mhm.
that stands true across the board, not just for DJs, but just for anyone. And I think that's why people can relate to it so much. So I have to give Byron Stingley credit for that one of my mentors in music. Definitely Byron.
Okay,
Hmm.
thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, since you guys are talking about never fall in love with a DJ, I
Hmm.
feel that it's only right that I should play it, right?
Play it, right? Why not?
So I'm gonna get through this part here, and then after that I will play it. And because I did see this particular title.
Mm.
I'm kind of glad that BB asked that question because, of course, I was like, okay, hmm,
Never fall in love with a DJ.
yeah, let's
It
see.
was so funny when the song first came out. People, I had like inboxes from DJs like, "What did we do to you?" And I'm like, "Whoa, I didn't write the song. Don't kill the messenger." But DJs were like really asking me, like, "What are you doing? You cutting up all of our, our offerings here. You messing us up."
Yeah.
But I think that people get the humor behind it, and they enjoy it. DJ Spin did an awesome remix. Him and Real Soul both did an awesome remixes for it. So hopefully it'll still continue to be the classic that it's become, and people seem to love it. So we're winning.
Well, this version that I see here has 100. Let me see. It had 2,000 over almost 2,100 views on this particular
Mhm.
one as of May 21st. So I'm gonna go ahead on and tap into that one.
Hey, that's the one.
The music sounds so sweet. You brought the night to a crescendo beat. I thought that you were playing just for me. And after your sweet serenade, you turned cold and never even looked my way. You were more concerned with working on your blend. Never again. I never should have fell in love with a DJ. Oh, I never would have fell in love. He loves his music. He loves his records more than he loves me. I know he loves his music, yeah. I never should have fell in love with a DJ. I'm never gonna fall. He loves his music. He loves his records more than he loves me. I thought that we were moving in sync. You work the system, I don't know what to think. As soon as the music began to spin, I was all queued up. You never worked me in. The songs I thought were meant for me, I found out were for everybody. And now I felt so alone. And when I looked up, all the music was gone. I never should have fell in love. I never with a DJ. I never should have fell in love. He loves his music. He loves his music. He loves his records more than he loves me. I never should have fell. I never should have fell in love with a DJ. No, I never should have fell in love. He loves his music. He loves his music. He loves his records more than he loves me. No, he loves. No, he loves. I never should have fell in love. I never with a DJ. Oh, I never. He loves his music. He loves his records more than he loves me. I never should have fell in love. Never should have with a DJ. I never. He loves his music. He loves his records more than he loves me.
Never should have fell in love with a DJ. He loves his music. He loves his records more than he loves me.
Yes. So you
Woo!
can imagine the inboxes I got when this was released. I was like, okay, here we go.
I can imagine. And then on top of this, Nervous Records NYC, they have 104,000 subscribers, all connected to this song right here. So I'm quite
Exactly.
sure your inbox was quite full.
Oh, it was full. And I thought it was so funny. I called, I was like explaining myself, and I'm like, wait, I didn't even write the song, but and then some of the few DJs that I have dated in the very past saw it. I'm sure they thought the song was about them, but no. I didn't write this one, so I can't take credit.
But you know what? I think you're going to continue to be you're going to continue to answer that question for a long
Mhm.
time.
I sure am. I had to translate some of those messages I was getting from the DJs overseas. I was like, what's going on here? So yeah, it's been a lot of fun though. And Byron and I have done a lot of work together over the years with I do a lot of his background. So this was a great project for me to be out front finally and be working on something that he had written for me. So big ups to Byron Stingley.
Cool beans, cool beans. Um, and speaking of a couple big ups here, we got DJ I-95. Always tease him and tells him that he travels up and down the Eastern Seaboard.
Hmm,
He's here listening, he's supporting. He's probably still at work right now, but he just wants to let you know that he supports and he's giving you a big salute.
big hugs for you. Thank you so much. Sending you love.
And then we have DJ Silent Professor. He put in the chat as well. He has nothing but right at the moment, but he says salute to you for being a well versed musician.
Oh, I appreciate that. That's big. Appreciate
Most definitely wanted to make sure I read those comments there.
it. Mhm, mhm.
The next DJ I want to bring up is DJ Michael E.
And good evening.
Unmute yourself again. There you go, sir.
There you go. Yeah.
And good evening, Miss Prather.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. Hey, good to meet you this evening. I do like your soulful sound.
Thank
Kind of reminds me back in I think it was 2011. I was doing jazz production, producing a jazz program,
Okay.
and there was a song called "I Do Me," and we
Mm.
played that on our jazz program. And it did pretty good in Detroit. So I
Wow.
really I appreciate your music.
Are you dug in the crates on that one? I had to think back like that was R&B stuff was. Yeah. That was
Right.
my okay, okay. So you know your stuff, I see.
But because you do
Was a
have
while back. Yeah.
Yeah, your sound does cover, it crosses the borders. I really appreciate it.
It does, absolutely.
So I'm kind of looking forward to your Unstoppable when it comes out. I'm looking
Absolutely.
forward to hearing more from you.
Yes,
So
yes.
best wishes to you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And the support too from Detroit. Love Detroit. Have to get back there soon. Once everything is over, I'd love to come back there and perform again.
Let me ask you based on that. Do you ever performed at the Movement? Were you here for Movement in it? Oh, I think.
I would say I was. Someone just asked me that recently. It was like the Rick Wilhite and Bruce Bailey and those guys. They did
Right.
we did a performance. Mhm.
Okay. I hope you come back soon.
I
Yeah,
hope
Bruce
so,
Bailey
too.
and I go way back. He's
Okay.
really into it, so that's why I kind of got familiar with your music.
Nice.
I appreciate it. Hope to see you soon.
Absolute. Very nice making your acquaintance.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. So the next DJ that I'm going to bring, I know he's been waiting. He's been like sitting there just ready to go.
We waiting. I love it.
Just ready to go. Man, DJ Joe Storm. What's up?
Joe said, unmute me right now.
Joe Storm in the building,
What's up, Joe?
Oh man, you're awesome.
Thank you.
Your voice is so strong. I'm listening to your music for a while, like a while.
That's
You
awesome.
know, as you know, down here up here in B-More, we big, clubhouse.
Oh yeah.
hip-hop,
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully when this pandemic is done and get you back here, you can sing,
Yeah.
do a concert or something.
Yes, because
Yeah.
I don't think I performed in Baltimore. That's one of the few places that I have not actually performed. I've been there and visited, but never had a chance to perform there. So that's definitely on my bucket list.
We're gonna have to make something happen. We have to make some connections.
Absolute. Looking
Yep.
forward to it.
But yeah, your voice is very strong and it can transcend in different ways. To it has your essence. It has, like you said, you may have like a Shaka Khan. You may have different feelings of how you feeling, depending on the day, but
Right.
it's very strong and very soulful.
Thank you.
So
Those are the influences, the soulful singers that I've really been inspired by. So I'm glad that's transcending through my music. I feel like I'm doing what I should do, so that's great.
And another thing, you're an educator. So that's an awesome thing. I work for the school system in my area, so I'm not an educator, but I relate. I understand. As far as the teachers and the education system and all that. So
yeah, it's rough right now. It's really rough because it's really all about the connection, and you can't make that if you're teaching via like Zoom or Google Classroom, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's hard on the kids too. I get it, but I am glad to be able to make the connection that we do because they need it, So.
Correct. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So only thing I can say is God bless you on your endeavors,
Appreciate
and
that, brother.
I look forward to hearing more and connecting with you and making that Baltimore thing happen.
Yes, we're gonna stick to our guns on that. Absolutely.
Yep. So that's all I gotta say.
Appreciate you, DJ Joe Storm.
Cool beans. So before we move into another, of course, I gotta play another one of these bangers.
I appreciate you guys. You're so sweet.
I'm gonna play Listen. How does that sound?
That's fine. That's perfect. I realize that in my hand I hold the key to everything I hope to see. In my life that's not good for me. I find so much joy and peace of mind. No value in wasted time. So I'm inclined to listen. If I my soul, if I listen, to go. Listen, listen. If I hear the universe speaks to my soul, I wanna hear which way to go. If I listen, the sun sets me on a pathway to shine. The moon leads by way of night. I'm renewed by the morning time. Then day turns to night. Passion burns down deep inside. And on a star I'm wishing, and I hope my heart listens. Listen. The universe speaks to my soul. My soul guides me which way to go. To go. If I listen. If I listen, speaks to my soul. If I listen, which way to go. Listen. If I listen, to listen. If I my soul. If I listen, to go. Listen. Listen. If I hear the universe speaks to my soul, I wanna hear which way to go. If I listen.
So when I listened to that track the first time, I made a note and I said it had that Caribbean type vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Was that
Mm-hmm.
was
Yeah.
that intentional? Or
Not necessarily, no, but I did want it to be kind of a smooth kind of tune that you could relax on the beach too. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? That one was also produced by DJ and producer out of South Africa named DJ SGZ for Nightshade recordings, and he was one of the producers that reached out. Like I said, they'll reach out and inbox me. And at the time, he was being interviewed by Five Magazine here in Chicago. And so he wanted to do a collaboration. We actually penned two tunes, that one and another one called Why Would I?
Mhm.
And so we put out maybe like a really short EP, which was about a year ago, I would say. And so we've kept our connection as well. So
Cool.
my South African connection, I like to call them. We stay in touch. So yeah, that was the outcome of that connection was listen and why would I?
Well, you know what? That's a beautiful thing to be able to, not only have the connections here in the state, but internationally as well.
Absolutely.
Um, and it's no secret that a lot of times music does better overseas first
Mhm.
uh, before it hits the states.
That's
It's
true.
kind of like the United States remains asleep.
Mhm.
Their eyes are closed until it's gone so far overseas
Overseas.
everywhere, and then
Mhm.
all of a sudden everybody starts waking up.
Right, right. That's happened to me several times in my career with music. So I'm beginning to realize that that's just the way it works. Their love for music is it's not better or more. It's just different. It's an everyday, all day thing, and I think that going over there, you really get a chance to feel the appreciation that they have. I would never trade the states because this is my home. But to make that connection overseas is always very fulfilling for me as
Right,
well.
right. And from what I've seen overseas, I was in the Navy, so I've
Mm,
traveled to 14 countries overseas, and just
mm.
seeing how people relate to music over there as opposed to
Mhm.
here, it's a whole different ball game. It's like
It
one in
really
out,
is. It
and
is.
and when you see them how they grasp onto the music and how they grasp onto the artist, and
Oh,
come
yes.
here in the
Oh, yeah.
states, and you'll be like, "Hey, did you guys hear this?" And they'd be like, "Who is that?"
Right.
And then all of a sudden,
Right.
months later, they're
Right.
like, "Yo, we just getting this." I'll be like, "Man, I heard that."
It's been out for a while. Yeah. Yeah. That's happened a whole lot.
So,
Hmm.
but what that does for you is, instead of you releasing something here and then trying to work hard to get it over there, you've
Right.
already at that point, once it hits the states and being that it's out there, you
Mhm.
are a bona fide international artist at that point,
Yeah, that's true.
which
That's
opens your
very
window up. And then when it's time for touring, you got it
Oh,
made.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the goal. Hopefully we'll be able to get back to that aspect of things sooner than later. But it does take a chunk out of your inspiration when you're unable to go over and connect. All of our connections at this point have been online,
Right.
and so big difference when you get a chance to go over and actually experience it yourself. I know we played over in London. Mr. Ali did, I want to say in 2006. And the capacity of the club was like 500, but it was easily 1,500 people in this club because
Wow.
we were playing live house music and it was something that they hadn't seen around that time. And especially from some individuals coming over from America. And so it was crazy. I mean, I had never experienced anything like that before. But they received us with open arms. And it's definitely one of the experiences in my career, at least, that I hold very near and dear. Because, like you said, it's a different type of appreciation altogether.
Right.
You
Most definitely.
Mhm.
So the next DJ I want to bring up is DJ Big Dooley. I think he's there. I see his picture up. Let's see if he's there. Give him a couple seconds to chime in. Okay. Let's move over to DJ Danny T. Okay, he may have stepped away as well. So now I see one here that says LG Stylo 4. I don't know who that is. All right. So then we had special guest DJ, DJ Big Said. He's probably either just getting off work or he's probably just getting yourself together. Do you have anything, uh, Big Set?
I'm driving right now, but I would just like to say, it's nice to meet you. And I listened to your song "Never Fall in Love with a DJ" today, and that was
That's what's up.
yeah. I was like, okay, okay, okay. DJs don't have a shot. Okay,
See, see,
okay,
we
broke
were
my
just
heart
having this
already.
conversation.
Yeah,
I still love my DJs though. I still love my DJs. I'm like, hopefully we can get. I'll write another song to bring them back to you. You know what I'm saying?
okay. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Because I was a little heartbroken right there.
I know. I feel so bad. I'm like, people are like, this is a hit record. I'm like, but the DJs, they're not happy with me right now.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
but very
Well,
nice.
like you too. Let me get back on the road.
Yes. Stay safe.
All right, be safe, my brother. So I do want to get into this last song that we have for you. It says, "Do what makes you feel good." Tell me about that.
That song I wrote with a producer by the name of Ricky Inch. He's also one of the mentees, I should say, of Danny Clark from the People of the Sun track. This production was also released on Darling Who Recordings. And so I wrote this song basically because I was having one of those days where I felt like I wanted to just do what I wanted to do, and it may not have been necessarily right in the eyes of other people, just taking time for myself, and putting everything to the side and just finding that peaceful place. And so that's how this song came about. So, and you can hear it in the actual prose of the song, just really just reaching out in your life and doing what makes you feel good and not really caring what other people think about it, because it's necessary to have that peace of mind to be able to function. And so that's basically what this song is all about.
No doubt. And when we come back, we're gonna have DJ Yoshi up, but we're gonna go ahead on and play this song now.
Perfect.
what makes you feel good when you know it.
Absolutely. Have to, you know, you have to.
Hey, like I say, bangers. You got that flowing. That particular song, when I heard it the first time, and I turned it on, that has two different vibes to it. It has that vibe
Mhm.
where you can definitely get to it like this, but you also have that kind of sway to it too.
Yeah, smooth. Yeah, yeah, that groove to
Sway,
it.
smooth feeling to it too. And that's what I was saying about your tracks, and when you mentioned about the R&B, the neo soul kind of deal, that vibe there, that just ties it all in with what you're doing now with house, and
Mhm.
you can definitely feel that in the spirit in your
Mhm.
music and everything. So definitely makes it just like I said, a great marriage. So
Absolute, absolute.
so we got DJ Yoshi. He just walked back. He had him a big nice glass of sweet tea or something. So we're gonna let him come on in.
Absolute.
Uh,
What's up, Yoshi?
how y'all doing? It was water. uh, now you said you were a teacher. That's why I just had to run away because I have a like a 13-year-old son, and I
Oh,
guess all this the Zoom
mhm.
teaching is kind of getting to him and
Of
things
course.
like that.
Mhm.
When it comes to like your students and things like that, uh, what kind of advice do you give them when it comes to how uh, y'all teaching now from how y'all was teaching then?
Oh, goodness, that's a good question. I believe in incentives, 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 incentives. And I think that as an educator, it's important to realize the state that our children's minds are in. They're used
Mm-hmm.
to being social, they're used to being in tune with their teachers, physical contact. And so this is really hard for them, and so I empathize with them 100% because as adults, when we were in school, we loved being with our friends. We loved going to lunch and talking about, the boys or whatever. And they're losing that aspect of it. So, I encourage them to take a moment, because I know some teachers make the students keep their cameras on all the time. I'm not one of those educators because I get it. I've gotten on my daughter about keeping her camera on, but I get it.
Right.
They're letting us into their homes, and so they may not be comfortable with that, or they may not feel like because you got all these other kids staring at you the whole time. You know, some
Mm-hmm.
of them are paying attention to the teachers, some of them are looking at you. And so that's unnerving in itself. So my suggestion is to do the best that you can with what we're dealing with, and not um, have these grand expectations of them, because even as adults is an adjustment for us. So I'm sure you can imagine what it's like for them
Right.
not having the social aspect. Kids are social. That's what they do. They socialize. So when they're unable to do that, there are even times in my class where I just let them talk, amongst themselves because they don't get to. This
Okay.
pandemic has really been hard on them. So my greatest suggestion is, even as a parent, to just really find some incentives to keep them motivated and empathize with them as much as you can. If they need a day off, I would give it to them because this staring at the screen all day, it can be very alienating for them. And as adults, we have expectations, but we still have to empathize with their current situation, which is nothing like we have ever experienced.
I got you. I got you.
Mhm.
And I will be. I just went on YouTube and looked up your catalog and things like that. So I will be giving it a good listen.
Please do. I appreciate all of you guys' support. That's what makes us the artists that we are as the DJs, and I totally recognize and appreciate that.
I dig it. All right. Have a good night.
You too, love.
Self. Let me unmute myself. I actually, Danny T, he stepped back. He came back real quick and he said he just wants to say salute to her. Love her mesmerizing voice and
Oh,
the
very
feeling
sweet.
she puts out, and continue to put the great music out.
Big ups to you, Danny T. I appreciate that. That's the plan.
Indeed.
That's the plan. So I'm glad that it is touching you guys the way that it does, and that's inspiring for me as an artist. Because sometimes you just don't know if you're actually putting material out there that people are paying attention to. Because there's a plethora of music out there right now, and so I can appreciate everyone taking the time to even log on tonight and give some words of inspiration. I appreciate you guys.
Cool beans. So we had a couple more individuals pop on. One of them is another Be More DJ, Mr. Showtime. Do you have anything, bro?
No, I swear not. I'm just on here, just taking it all in, just getting to know the artist and seeing what she has to say, and just taking it all in. So no questions. Like what I hear, so just keep it going.
She works with Spin. She works with Spin Showtime.
Oh,
Yep.
really? Okay, that's what's up.
Yes.
So do I. I am a track
Okay.
source artist. I'm a track source artist and producer.
Gotcha.
So that's a good thing. I remixed, did a remix for Tommy Davis, "Try Ja Love."
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
Actually, I
Spin
just
and
sent
I
him
are
the link so he
connecting.
could pop on here.
Okay. Yeah, Spin has been such a gem. He's been my Be More connection. As we have a new release coming out. Um, it's a gospel tune, and so I didn't write this one. Spin wrote this one along with someone, a young lady that he collaborated with. So this should be a really big heater coming out of Baltimore from Spin. So hopefully this one will definitely inspire. It's about the Lord Jesus himself.
There's nothing wrong with that. We all
Yes,
need that.
yes. So it's going to be a part of his Sunday session that he does. So hopefully,
Okay.
yep. I'm not
Yeah.
sure of the release yet. He hasn't really. We're still in the logistics of things right now, but the song is actually done, so it'll be coming down the pipeline soon.
Okay, maybe I can remix one of your tracks.
Hey, go ahead, so go ahead, shoot your shot. I love it. I love it. Absolute. Let's get in tune on inbox if you. I'm not sure if you're on Facebook, but that's the quickest way really to just kind of connect there. So definitely,
Okay, I'll definitely shoot you inbox and we'll take it from there.
absolute, absolute. Very nice meeting you.
You too.
So we have another individual here, Steve Maestro.
Yes.
Steve
Which
Maestro.
brings me to this part of the conversation. So we were talking about R&B or a little earlier in the conversation, and that being really the roots of my career in music. And so I'm happy to announce that Steve Maestro out of Chicago, and I have penned an entire R&B album that we're going to be releasing. And so I wanted him to make sure that he came on to say hello. We are hoping to bring R&B music back, the old school sound, the retro sound, the great lyrics in the songs, and the great soulful sound of R&B. And so our goal with this album will be to just take everybody back to the roots of where everything began with R&B in the 70s. We had your black exploitation film with the awesome, soundtracks and different things like that. And so we really wanted to pay homage to that genre. And of course, I was all for it because I get to sing R&B again, right? So I was on the fence with sharing, and so I was like, "No, maybe not just yet." So I'm glad to see Steve pop on, and I'm not sure if he's able to come on and say a few words, but we have been working diligently through this quarantine, getting this album done, and we are positive that people are going to be impacted by it. And so this is really the first announcement. I haven't really spoken on it just yet, so I figured I would save it until this interview to just go ahead and put it out there. So
We have the exclusive, is what you're trying to tell us.
yes.
Yeah. Hello?
Steve,
Y'all can hear me now?
Yes.
What's happening, y'all?
What's up?
Let me get this video right. Hold on a second. It's crazy. I don't know why okay.
There you are.
What's happening, everybody? On my melanation. So yeah, if I can expound on that, first of all, doing the project with my sister Carla was like we were already cool as friends to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she expressed that she wanted to do an R&B album, it was just a matter of me pulling out, because outside of DJing, I'm also a musician and a producer. So this was kind of like both of our return to our roots, because as much as I love making house music, R&B was really my first love. And I really wanted to be like, you know, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis and LA and Babyface and that was the lane that I really wanted to go. The DJ thing was kind of like my nickel hustle to production, you know, as far as how it was presented to us when we were younger, you know what I mean? As far as we thought LA and Jimmy Jam was making all the bucks because they had, you know, Janet and all that. So that was the mind frame that I took with this whole album that we're doing together, was to keep it as warm and acoustic and bass as possible, and keep it and still keep it sweet on top. And her singing is the icing on all of that. Plus she does the writing, she does all the background. So my job ain't hard at all. I just might be we keep moving, cuz it's not hard at all. And that's the other thing that made this project so easy, was that she's a warrior in her craft. So I don't have to say that something was off. She already knows it's off. So we run through and we make a song happen, because the project was made in love, if y'all understand where I'm coming from. You know what I mean? And what I've noticed about records that have an element of truth in it, those are the ones that blow up.
That people can relate to.
Totally. So especially the relatable. Once y'all hear this album, oh my God!
I was just saying that it's.
Oh, Jesus! It reminds you of the album that you had to actually get up, put clothes on, go to the record store, and purchase the album to look at the album cover and look at the credits. That's the feel of the album that it is from top to bottom. I don't want you skipping nothing off this album.
And that's what we went to as far as concept was. Back in the day, R&B albums, you would listen to them cover to cover.
Yeah.
You know, there was no skipping a song. You listened to the Isleys from cover to cover, or you know, Stevie Wonder cover to cover. There wasn't a skip over. And so that's what we wanted with this album. We wanted to make every single song a single. And so that's what we did. And we are super excited to share. Steve, I almost sent him one of them.
Let me tell you, there's a couple times I was like, ooh, let me not do that. No.
I know.
No.
I almost sent BB that track, because BB and I were talking, and I was like, let me go ahead and send you some music. And I said, you know what?
Hold on.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Let's make it done. So like in the sense how Michael Jackson did Thriller, where he didn't skip a beat, you know what I mean? And he did so many, and that was the pop black pop album. The Off the Wall was definitely, that was like woo woo woo. Yeah, he
all the way through,
all tempos. You know what I'm saying? So that's the feeling we got on this album, and we got cleanup this week there, cuz.
I know. Look, the work is never done, but I'm so glad you got a chance to come on and meet with this phenomenal group of DJs who have been very supportive. And you know, I wanted to share with them about the album. I said, Steve, you got to get on and say hello. But we will definitely be sharing it with you all. You'll be one of the first to get a crack at it, and then it will be shared with the masses. That's the goal. So
just get ready for old people to jack your album. It's old.
Hey, I don't want to consider myself old, but I was gonna say it might be some of my friends.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Who knew R&B back in the day? You know, it just
I ran that across a couple of my OG friends and some of them bikers and whatnot, and they got broke down to tears. It was the warmth of the music, the musicianship, and the lyrics touch. Your lyrics was touching. They was touching. This is a Black woman's album. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I know that's the truth.
We
got something for the men too, but the women will definitely.
The men's gonna love it because it's real.
Because it's real. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, real deal Holyfield. I'm glad I could talk about it.
Yes, me too. So I wanted to at least share that with you guys, that we are working on a full-length R&B album. So one of the DJs in here, I want to say it was DJ Michael E, pulled one of my Soulful EPs from 2011. I said, go ahead, Michael. You dug in the crates on that one.
It's dope. It's dope, baby. Dope ain't got no time.
Exactly. So he said he brought up a song from 2011. I said, now see, I love this crew of people. They do their homework. Period. Everybody's done their homework. So, but yes, Steve, I wanted you to come on and say hi and share with them what we're up to among the other releases. The album is something that we're very proud of, and we can't wait. Yeah, we can't wait.
Y'all gonna love it, and all of you all, I know that are DJ and music lovers. Like put your mind into like Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway and Jamiroquai and Isley Brothers and Willie Hutch, and just put your mind into that when you listen to this album, and matter of fact, when you get it, go in the car. Don't listen to it at home. Go in the car, drive around with
ride with it, huh, Steve?
And then bring a friend with you, so they can tell you, yo, who the fuck is that? That's
exactly. Who is that?
Brag on that shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Absolute.
Yeah, sure. Thank y'all for having me on your platform. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, Steve. Good to see you, brother.
This is absolutely fabulous. Of course, BB is like, damn, can we get that now? But
I know, Steve. They're like, play a little something. I started to send her a little clip. I was like, don't do it. But I said,
we are.
So no, look. So if so is this recording? No,
I can pause the recording.
He said, play the record.
Yeah, we can pause the recording. Just let us get a little bit.
I can definitely pause the recording.
Go ahead and pull them up a snippet of back in the day.
Let me get the flash drive. I had it with me today.
Just tell me when, and it's good as done.
He said, we're gonna press pause.
Hold on. I'm gonna get y'all right together. Hold on.
This is gonna be exclusive because no one has heard this album.
Totally exclusive. Totally exclusive.
Only for you, BB.
Thank you. Thank you, love. Square Knot, cut the recording, Square Knot. Cut the recording.
I'll let you know when, because my iTunes is down.
Okay.
I know when I fire it up. I like playing new music. I like playing new music for DJs, especially when the shit is dope.
And these DJs seem like they don't play. Like they're doing their research. They know what's up. So hopefully, hopefully we are on the right page.
We do our best. The DJ Information Group, we try to do our best. That's why we call ourselves the DJ Information Group.
Right. I was looking at the name of your group and I said, this must be the place that you go to. Yeah. The DJ Information Group is where you go. You know what I mean? I said, I like the name. I went over it a couple of times on the flyer that BB sent me. And I said, I like this. This is where you go to find out what you need to find out,
All Flash's brain, when he came up with the name.
Wow. So, but the DJs in this group are from different places. Wow.
That's what's up.
Interesting. What a great network.
Yeah. Okay, so
let me know when to pause.
Are we gonna do this, Carla?
Yeah, pause it now.
All right.
So outside of the only people that heard was the people at the Happy Place. I was getting ready to talk about. So Ron Carroll was doing this little dig in his backyard where his studio was on a Saturday or Sunday, and playing house music and whatnot underneath the tent. And Carla performed She's Bad and Young Hearts Run Free, right? Mm-hmm. I remember. So that's that small group of people that even knew that we were working together. So you all have the first national exclusive of Carla Prather's R&B album. Like this.
You haven't even listened, Steve. We haven't even announced it to the general public, but we are here with a host of DJs, that are in the business, and I definitely wanted to take the opportunity to share with them because
and DJs need to know.
Yeah, they need to know, and I think it's important this connection that we're making so they can kind of look out for it, along with the other releases that I have coming out, which are house. So I'm not sure if everybody here is a house DJ, but do have some house releases coming out in the next few months. But the R&B album is what we this is our collaborative effort, which we're very proud of. Yeah. And we want to just give you guys a heads up it's on its way.
So when is there a release date set yet, or? on the
So you know, as I know we're getting together this weekend to clean up some vocals on some stuff. I don't know if Christmas, you know, I'd be feeling funny about the end of the year because everybody else got everything else going on, and they may not be focused on music so much as they are in January. And this is just my personal observation from selling digital music on my label. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm thinking December, but I'm thinking January because I want to make sure it's straight. And plus, we want to make sure we catch a video in there, a video or two in there, you know, to make the release official. Like it's a YouTube link and it's a iTunes link and all that, you dig. So probably January, probably in January, top of February.
Yeah, I was definitely going to ask if there's going to be any visuals coming out along with it.
That's the goal.
That's
to
the
do a
plan.
couple, especially for that walk of shame. That's going to be
video in itself.
It's so funny when people hear that song, they're going to be like, is this song about me? Or were you there yesterday?
You got cameras on me.
You got cameras, exactly. So, you know, just writing music that's relatable is what I'm all about. And Steve and I have been able to collab on some great material with this album. Yeah. So I'm very glad to share it with you guys. I'm glad that Steve, you know, stuck his head in to share as well. And, you know, as usual, we want that feedback. Let us know what you think when it does come out and definitely support it. We appreciate you guys for the support and spreading the word about it.
Most definitely. And we have a DJ, his name is DJ Mike L. And if he was here, of course, his number one question is do you do DJ drops?
I do.
So sure. we will connect with you. Maybe I'll get your information, your email address, because I have your IG, but
okay.
Get your email address, and I'll collect the scripts from the DJs so that we can get that going. Or, you know, otherwise we could share it individually and they can reach out to you as they get their scripts.
Okay.
But
it might even be probably a better idea to do like a message thread.
Okay.
So we can all communicate there, and or they could put their scripts there.
Okay. You know. We can definitely do that. And the other thing too is Silent Professor also said that would definitely be good to do a drop. And I'm thinking, but he can correct me. And that is about introducing your album, this new one that's coming out, because, or something to the effect of, you know, you got something new coming out, and when it comes out, be prepared or something that you know we can kind of drop in between or whatever, along with some of your other tracks that we have now and some that you're releasing, so that it kind of builds that anticipation, because I'm already ready to order. I'm already to pre-order right now.
He's like, I got my order ready already. I love it.
I got my money, baby.
I love it, Square. Now you said, listen, let me give you my info right now.
Right now.
So
I love it. I love it.
I love it. That's good shit.
Yes, it is.
But we will definitely connect with you on the drops and everything. And Steve, it's definitely a pleasure to have you here, man. And I feel your vibe just in your work. I can definitely tell that you are dedicated to your craft as well, man. So, man, like I say, I'm, you know, just looking at the two of you and listening at when you guys were listening to the music, just the connection there, how it really is, and just how you guys vibed. You know, I can imagine what it was like in the studio between you.
Yes,
that's what it is. It's one big vibe session, really, when we come over, because it's what I have learned doing studio work is it doesn't have to be work.
Right.
It needs to be fun. The energy of having fun comes across in the record. So it's like taking a picture, you know what I'm saying? So if we're having a great time in the studio, it's gonna come across in the record. And if it's effed up, then you might as well just trash the whole session. We don't even bother. It's like, nah, don't do it. The energy ain't right, then you know, that's real in life. So we both have, and me and my wife too, we make sure we at least rotate in the car once a week, make sure we still love it. And if we still make that same face, that ooh, yeah. Somebody hit you in the gut. Ooh.
Y'all caught us all.
The faces. I could see their faces. I was like, yes, we're doing it, Steve. They're rocking with us.
I love it. Yeah, man. R&B, man. That's where the basis of making this album was just to remind me of, when I was a kid and I bought, for the first time, Songs in the Key of Life and Barry White, the one with the ecstasy joint on it, right? And so it empowered me to buy those albums and listen to it all the way through, like my dad did, right? To understand his musical scope of how everything is, not everything was up tempo, not everything was down tempo, not everything had drums in it, and not everything was R&B. Everything could be jazz, it could be Latin, it could be whatever. So, but as long as it was still, there was a soul to it. That was the purpose of making this album.
Yep. So that's what we want. We want people to be able to relate to it and, sit back and listen to it, and it just be nostalgic for you, to take you back to the days when we were, in the park and enjoying life a little bit differently than we do now. So
definitely, we definitely need that in R&B, because R&B today is not like what we are used to
at all.
Can I speak on that?
Listen, I was gonna say bad with R. Kelly, no.
Listen, man.
R&B went down the drain with R. Kelly.
Man, listen, we're gonna have to start over. That's what it is. We're just gonna have to start over. We're gonna have to start over with the new start. We'll have to really, because it's more than just that. It's the way the industry has led up to this point where there was so much dirt on the industry that the talented people, purely talented people that could actually make money off their talent, were suppressed because they weren't down with a certain, you dig?
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So now that the game is independent and that it really is about touching the coalitions on the ground level, in this sense, in the digital level, in the digital realm, where 20, 30 people I reach out to and talk to about an album will spread it to another 5 or 6, or spread it to another 30 based on the shows that you do, or just on your personal music taste. You know what I'm saying? So I forgot where I was going with all that.
But you're like, nonetheless, we got a good R&B album coming. And
that's what I'm saying, right? It's really the sound of R&B has to go back to it being warm for it to be love in it, because it followed this digital sound, right? And because there's only highs and lows in it, and even when they do chords, it doesn't cross across the human spirit as it does when it's wood and brass and water and all these other elements. That's why Earth, Wind, and Fire and all these bands was killing it back then. That's why old school stays as prevalent with the old people, because we're analog children.
Right.
And we know good music. That's just the bottom line. Like, I have to turn the radio off on a regular basis.
Ooh, look here.
I have to turn the radio off, not down, off. Because I'm like, what are they talking about? I'm lost.
P-O-I-S-O-N, poison like a motherfucker.
Right.
I tell you.
So that's the idea with this album, to bring back that love for true music, because we've not us necessarily, our generation, but there's been an acceptance of a lot of trash. You know what I mean? It's not good music, because to me, music should move you. It should inspire you. It shouldn't depress you or make you feel like you want to go out and do something bad. That's really not what it's supposed to be about. And so with this album, we hope that we can bring that nostalgic feeling back. That's the goal. So that's why Steve and I are deciding on this album title, but more than likely it's going to be called The Return of R&B.
You know I'm crazy. I be coming up with titles all the time. I'm a marketing genius. So the only reason why I say that, so when we started doing this album, and this was during the COVID period, she was writing it on the balcony of her building a lot. So in my mind, I was like, this could be the Balcony Diaries Part 1, because we're going to do 3 albums together. I'm going to tell you that.
Like 2 and 3 are coming.
I'm letting you ready now. This is going to be a triple series. Go ahead and get your money ready. And
ready.
As far as conceptual, but at the same time, I'm not, I like to make a project come to life. It has to be both hands. You know what I'm saying? I can't be autonomous and say it's going to be that. So if that's not what she's feeling, if it ain't killing me, then
yeah.
All right. All right with that. We got 2 more albums.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to it, and I know several of us feel the same. We have the same sentiment in terms of that, and like I call these types of albums, I call them set it and forget it albums. Meaning I
Yep.
could put it in and let
And
it
walk
play
away.
all the way through.
That's what we want.
You know,
Cover
Yep.
to cover.
I can just like when we were growing up back in the day. Your mom and
Back
your
in the day.
pops put it on an album, and you
Mhm.
just set it and then play it, and you'd be all walking all around your house, cleaning up your house, doing
Yep.
whatever you want to do. But
Cover to cover.
every one of those tracks was going to be a track that you wanted to hear. And you look, not
Right.
only did you want to hear it, you actually look forward to
To
hearing
hearing the next one. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
and from what we just heard, that's what I'm getting from it.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
So
That's the goal of DJ Square Knot. So I'm glad Steve had a chance to come on and rap with us. I don't want us to hold up too much more of the time of the interview, but I did want to at least have him come on and connect with you guys about the collaboration that we have coming. And definitely we will be reaching out to you guys and letting you the promotions itself, of course, will
Yep.
be up and out probably by the first of the year.
Yep.
well, salute to you, Steve, for sure, and
Yes.
salute to you guys.
Yes, absolute.
I think all the DJs have popped in that wanted to talk to you. Uh,
Okay.
and we just are so thankful for both of you guys coming in. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Carla. Thank you for coming in. Please tell your mom, thank you for just popping in for that quick second. That shows the support.
Your mama came on.
She came on, Steve, but she's texting me like, make sure you don't do this and don't make sure your face isn't greasy and mothers. I'm like, Mom, I got this. I remember one time we did a performance on television, and so we went on break, and she was texting me. She's like, "You guys, everybody looks greasy. You need to wipe your forehead." So you need to wipe your forehead. So my mother is like stage mom times 10.
Momager, yep.
Momager. She's like,
listen. I love your mom. Tell her I said what's up. We'll see.
I sure will, Steve. I sure will. And she says hey to everybody. And she was listening. She just didn't want to say much, but she was listening. Said, thank you very much for supporting her daughter, is what she wants me to let you guys know.
Well, we definitely will support you. And I always ask this question at the end of the interview, and that you kind of have alluded to it, but I asked the question anyway. What homework do you have for us?
I have some tunage coming out outside of the album. Unstoppable, of course, was just signed by Nervous. So that should be coming out very soon. DJ Spin and I have a record coming out called I've Got the Love. It's going to be coming out on Quantize. And Addicted to the Music by Greg Gauthier. It hasn't been signed yet, but that is a release that's coming out. I have another one called Army of Lovers with a producer named John Daw. And the last one, of course, like I said, is that full-length album that Steve and I are working on. So definitely look out for that music. I'd like to connect with you guys on the message thread, like DJ Square Knot and I were talking about, for drops for you guys, because I want us to keep our connection going. Very grateful to connect with you guys here, and BB, big ups to BB for making this happen. BB has been a soldier. She's been staying in tune with me and making sure that I'm aware of what's going on. And I want to just say much love to her for reaching out and showing her support in the gate, and so she's the reason for this whole connection. So I have to tell her thank you, and I appreciate the support from all of you guys. Absolutely appreciate the support.
Excellent, excellent. So what I'll do is I will close it out like this. We have met a very soulful, mesmerizing, giving artist and educator who has graced us with just this presence. And I would be remiss if I didn't say phenomenal.
Oh,
right? I would be remiss if I did not say that. Phenomenal. We
that.
really appreciate you. And
Absolutely.
just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Absolute. Thank you all, DJ Information, the whole group. Thank you guys for having me. And again, I will be connecting with you all more consistently now that we have become an item. We're an item now.
We go together now.
We go together.
Yes, we are.
Mess around, get on a plane in Jersey. Stop playing with me.
Exactly. I'm like, I got 175 DJs over here.
You check.
Or more, right? Or more. So glad to make the connection. And I'm glad, Steve, thank you for coming on as well. Hugs to Lady LaRonda. Give her my love. His beautiful wife. She's always the biggest support system for us. And so, and to everybody, thank you for your continued support. And let's just keep this positive music out there and change the game. You know?
All right. You are officially family now. Steve, you're
Absolutely
family now. So please
Absolutely.
don't hesitate to come back.
Hey,
I'm quite
I actually sent Carla
invite.
the invite.
Okay.
Steve, what's your name on Facebook so I can send you the invite as well?
Just like this one, Steve Miggity Maestro
On Facebook, yeah.
on Facebook.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to clear some friends out for you.
I always do. I said, you know, I've got new friends and I've got to let some people
Man,
go.
I'm G'd out, cuz. What you want me to do?
Gotta let some people go, cuz. So I have a burning question for you guys. Is there a DJ information T-shirt?
Yes, there is.
A T-shirt.
The T-shirt actually is the one that's sitting behind me with the headphones and the DJ.
Okay.
Yes.
And it's black and white, my two favorite colors. So make sure I put in my request for that T-shirt.
Tell me what size.
That's the girl.
You tell me what size you want and consider it done.
I sure will. I'll support to you guys. Much support, much love.
Yes, indeed. And it's on the house. So you don't.
I appreciate that.
It's on the house. So all you do is get with BB and tell me the size and we'll make it happen.
Sure will. Sure will. Thanks so much, guys, for everything.
And Steve, you send your size and we got you as well, my man.
That's what's happening.
Yes.
Hey.
Good stuff.
I'm gonna send it right now.
Yeah, BB will connect. You know, you and I will connect, and then
yes,
too, I look forward to the message thread so we can get some of those drops done for the DJs in the group.
Cool beans. Well, that works. Steve, are you out of Chi-Town as well?
I am.
Excellent.
Yep, Chi-Town.
You dig, baby.
Well, we will make it happen, and like I said, it's just been really, really great.
Yeah, it's been great
to have. And yeah, Steve, make sure you go ahead on and send your wife as well.
I'm getting ready to say, yep.
He did. He was on top of it already. Look at you. I love it. Yes, lady is our love. So
yes, she is.
We got you. So we really appreciate you guys. And again, we thank you. You guys, like I said, you guys are officially family. You guys can pop in anytime. We have meetings nearly every day since this pandemic has happened.
Really?
But our normal meeting nights are Wednesdays.
Okay.
And we're literally on here. We start our meetings at roughly 9 o'clock, and we're on here at sometimes as late as 6 or 7 in the morning. So
okay,
anytime. And the other thing I want to make sure that you know is if there's anything that you guys have, like you're going, you know what, I need another set of ears to listen to something real quick, you can count on us to do that. And also, if you come in and you say, listen, this is not to get out, I can give you my word, and Flash will back me on this, that it will never be released.
Absolutely.
We respect that. This group is about trust and about making sure that the artists, that you guys get what you need, and help and do what we got to do. So we're here for you at all times.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Thank you all so much.
You're welcome.
Everybody, please stay safe and healthy.
Yes. Yeah.
That's my request from everyone, to just, you know, stay safe and healthy, and hope the same for your families.
Indeed. And make sure you send your mom's size too, because I want to make sure.
I sure will. She's gonna say, "Hey, you didn't ask for a T-shirt from me." So yes,
because you know she will.
Yes, you know she will.
Yes, indeed. So it's
all right, y'all.
And good night to you both, and we will be chatting soon.
Sure.
Yes, we will. Much love to everyone. You guys have a safe and happy evening.
Take care.
Bye.
You do the same. Bye.